All right, welcome to a day in the life of the Sweet Lab at Portland State University. This is where we focus on using sensor systems that remotely relay data on the functionality and use of different environmental health technologies all over the world. One application we're working on now is in Rwanda with Living Water International, and Zdenek and Faduma have been developing this technology over the past couple months to monitor the performance of things like this. It's an Aphrodev pump. These pumps are installed by a bunch of different organizations. They cost between $5,000 and $15,000 to install. Living Water International has a few hundred in Rwanda. And one of the challenges is it does give access to communities to water, to groundwater, to safe drinking water, but there's a lot of moving parts and they can break sometimes, and implementers don't necessarily know that they're broken. And a lot of different groups will use things like SMSs for community members to let them know that there's a problem, or they'll send maintenance operators on circuits to go and look and see if there's a problem. But we want to see if we can further improve on that by having the pump actually tell a technician directly if there's a problem. So that's our sensor, fully contained in this box. No special tools, no holes in the pump. Inside this waterproof box is the actual board, the batteries, the antenna. So we run off of AA batteries. We can actually run off of a solar panel or rechargeable battery too. It's actually hardest to do it on the AA's, but we get about a year of battery life. That's our GPS chip. That's an accelerometer. That's the SIM card. So this is a T-Mobile SIM card right now. We can use any telecom operator around the world. The data is transmitted over the cell phone networks directly to the internet every night. And we can also remotely recalibrate our sensors. So from here in Portland or anywhere in the world, we can control these sensors and what they do. When the pump handle starts moving, the accelerometer triggers, and that actually turns on the pressure transducer. And the pressure transducer starts logging the water that is coming out of the pump. So with that information, we can see if people are pumping. There's the hole for the pressure transducer just on the bottom of the sensor right there. It's hard to see. That little hole picks up the water pressure, and we can tell if people are trying to pump water, if water is actually coming out, how much water is coming out, and if there's a problem, like people are pumping but no water is coming out, we can alert the technicians. And the technicians get a text message directly from our online environment, and it tells them to come out and fix the pump. When they do that, they fill out online surveys on their smartphones that go directly to the internet, and we can compare their maintenance records with the surveys against what the sensors are telling us of the proper operation of the pump. And there we go. And that's what happens when you give an engineer a GoPro. This is the best we can come up with. So thanks for coming by. Okay, so now we're in Rwanda with our partners Living Water International and this community outside New Texero in Kigali, one of our field sites. This is an Aphrodev pump. It's just like the one I showed you in the lab a second ago. And we have our first sensor going in for the cell pump project. So there it is. That's the full enclosure. We have a barcode on the back. During installation, the technicians come along, they scan the barcode. Everything's enclosed in this box, just like I showed you before. We have an MTN SIM card in there, so it's talking to the telecom company here in Rwanda. We've got our antennas, we've got our batteries, and we have our accelerometer and our pressure transducer. So this mounts directly into the pump. So I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to get a little help from the folks here. Okay, so take off the cap. Just like before. Hold that, please. Thank you. I loosened these earlier, so this is a little bit of showmanship. Pull that out. Okay, watch out. Thank you. Murakoze. Okay, and now we have access to the pump. Take our sensor. We're gonna, like I said earlier, we would scan the barcode ordinarily when we're installing it. And just like before, we slip it right in. We put it in between the pipe and the wall. I'm going to show it to you right inside there. You can see our yellow sensor mounted now directly inside the pump. And we'll put it all back together. See that? Tighten all these up, but for the sake of brevity on YouTube, there you go. That is a working pump with a working sensor. Go ahead and pump.
Yay!
Yay! Muzzy Mesa.
Thank you! Thank you!